Enjoy peace wherever you find it, with dusty water flowing, lines I'm throwing. Loneliness is not here, there is life everywhere. I see solitude and rest, take the stress off my chest. Words are empty when majestic is everywhere. The hills and the lakes are calling in.
Hi, I'm Jim Lowe, and welcome to another one of my High Country Video Chronicles. It's September 1st, 2024. Dad, if you're watching this, happy birthday. We are on day 3 of our journey into California's Golden Trout country. If you haven't seen days 1 and 2, please go back and give those a watch so you have a better understanding of where we are and how we got here. It's a fishing day. We're on an infamous golden trout lake looking for large golden trout. We got here late last night. It was an 11-hour hike from the lake where we spent the night previously. We picked a camp spot right up on this bluff, and it turns out that it was pretty windy, so it's a pretty exposed campsite. We're probably going to move this morning, but I had a fairly good sleep. Despite that, had some earplugs in, and so the rattling of the tent didn't bother me too much. It was pretty interesting. I couldn't get to sleep until about 11 or 12 o'clock, mainly because my body was so tired that I couldn't calm my breathing down. So, when I tried to relax and go into sort of a natural state of breathing, it wasn't happening. So it took a couple hours for my breathing to get back to normal, and yeah, I had a pretty good night's sleep. So it's about 7:30 right now, and I'm just here enjoying the early morning sun, waiting for Roger to get up, and I'm gonna have some breakfast. Putting away my food, and I noticed this. All that granite is attached to this magnet. How interesting is that? So this is a new bladder that I picked up, and it's got this little magnet so you can attach it to your pack. How wild. Look at that. Wants to stay on, doesn't want to come off. Let's see if that's a real thing. Wow, look at that. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. When we were in Lowe and Pine, I picked up a water bottle, a 1-liter water bottle. I think the company is Cenox or Knox, I don't know. Outdoors. Anyway, picked up one of their water bottles, and it's got a hole in it. So I've got some Gorilla tape, and I'm gonna try to fix it. It's kind of a drag, it's funny because being a new water bottle, I didn't trust it, so I left it outside the tent the first night, and not seeing any problem, I brought it into the tent with me on the second night, and so last night, yeah, it was pretty obvious that it had a leak. So I'm gonna try to fix it, and hopefully I'll get back into town with the store still open and I can do an exchange or something. Yeah, so here it is. It just looks like somebody took a pin and just punctured right through, because it was on both sides. So hopefully that does the job. It's about 9:20 and I am about to head out. Roger's already fishing. Roger's got his waders on and he's wading. I'm not going to wade today. Today I'm fishing my Sage LL with a intermediate sink line. It's the Scientific Anglers Camo Tip 7. It's a weight forward 5. I'm basically fishing the same rig that we fished when we were here last time, which is a big scud. Only fishing one fly for right now. If I feel like it, then I'll put on a second fly. I'm going to throw a couple of casts here before moving up the bank. The wind's in my face right now, so I kind of want to be fishing the other bank. but I just wanted to throw a couple casts in here first. So I'm gonna head over to the bluffs on the other side of the lake, keeping an eye out for cruising fish as I go. We've come across the other side of the lake. I came out here because of the deep drop-offs. You can see you got the little shelf there and it drops off. I tied up some of those scuds before I left home, and I tied them really heavy, so they're sinking really fast. So I figure the best place for me to be would be a place like this where there's a lot of deep water and it drops off really quick. The fish here, who knows? Roger's already hooked into a fish on that point that he was fishing earlier. I guess we'll see how this goes. Yeah, that is the sound of a damaged Martin Classic reel. I hardly ever fish this line, so I just put it on an old crappy reel. But now that I'm out here fishing it, I don't want to hear that. Okay, start off with a 15 count. So, been fishing for a couple hours and not much seems to be going on. There aren't any fish showing, no fish cruising, not getting any takes. Roger's had one, and that's about it. So we're going to keep moving and see if we can find some active fish. The lake is a lot higher than it was the last time we were here, which suits Roger because he's wearing his waders. But I don't feel like wearing waders today. I'm just looking for a nice, relaxing day. So if the fish show, they show. If they don't show, that's okay. I think I'm gonna find a nice little spot, eat lunch, and then put in a few casts. Found a nice little spot that works well for me in that, you know, it drops off pretty quickly, and I can reach that deeper water. So I'm gonna sit here and eat and watch the water a bit, see if any fish show, and then make some casts. Now, we heard some voices earlier, but I'm not seeing anybody. I don't know if they were passing through or what. You know, being Labor Day weekend, I would expect that today it should get pretty crowded here in the afternoon. You know, most people have probably taken 2 days to get in here, and Labor Day weekend, let's say they left Saturday, Sunday afternoon is when they should be getting in, so we'll see. Lunch today, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, sandwich, only one. We'll see how it is. Usually these dry up pretty quickly when you take them in the backcountry, and I had this one for 3 days, so it might be pretty dry. Borderline. Roger's got a fish on. You see what I mean about waiting. I'm not doing that today. It's a nice fish. So Roger's slowly inching his way along the shoreline, making a couple casts, moving a little bit, making a few more, moving a little bit. We haven't seen much fish. The fish that we have seen, there have been fish rising sort of in the center of the lake, and the two fish that Roger has hooked into have been surprisingly shallow. Still looking for cruising fish, not seeing anything. I think I'm going to try that point. So it's about 1:30, and just took a short break. Okay, like I said, this wasn't the best campsite, and this keeps happening. So I need to secure that vestibule a little better. There's no soil over here to secure it with, and I try to secure it with the stake and the rocks. That's not working for the vestibule. So I've got some paracord. This is basically surplus paracord that I found when I was in the Immigrant, and I think I'm going to use this to secure it against a rock. See how that goes. Okay, and then I will pull this down. Let's see. Which one's going to make the best anchor? I think this one might be easiest to tie it against. So I'll pull this. Get these rocks out of the way. Secure that like that. I think that'll work. Let's go around twice, shall we? Yeah, I like that. And take this. A couple half hitches in here. Okay, and since the wind's pushing it this way, I'll take this, secure this right there, and then we'll take this one, stick that right on there so it doesn't slide off. I think that should work. Okay, we'll see if that works. This time I'm going to head over to the other bank, someplace where we had caught fish before. Not as big as the fish we caught on this bank, but they were a little bit more predictable, so we'll see what happens. Well, I finally had one on, and then I went and turned on the camera, and I lost him. Okay, got another one on again. And where's the stupid net? I'll probably lose him trying to screw around with this net. Okay, got the net out. Put the net down. He's foul hooked. How do you foul hook a fish on one fly? I guess I missed. Oh no, he's not. He's just wrapped up in the line. And he's off. Bummer. So I've hooked into 3 fish here in the last 30 minutes. As long as I don't lose count. They seem to be 20 seconds down on a slow retrieve, really slow retrieve. Okay, where's the stupid, that's a better fish. Where's the net? Okay. Okay, let's bring him in.
Nope, stay away from that rock. That's the same rock the last one got me off on. Okay, let's see, net, do your job. There we go. Whew. Using a net makes me so nervous. Not a bad fish. Jeez. This is why I like doing things the old-fashioned way. It's a nice fish. Using a net is really sort of awkward for me. I think I'm keeping the fish out of the water longer than I normally would. I'm definitely handling them more than I normally would. So we'll see. I brought it because of the big fish here. Haven't gotten into any big fish yet. It's an experiment. I'm sure I'll get more comfortable with it the more I use it. This is an interesting setup. This rock is basically right at the deep water, which is sort of what I need since I'm not wading. Roger's on the other side of this rock here. Yeah, that reel sounds horrible. I need to put this line on a different reel. Okay, the wind's in my face. Not sure what I can do casting wise here. It's died down just a little bit. Hopefully it'll stay died down long enough. Let me get a cast out. Count down to 20. Really slow retrieve. So even though I'm counting down to 20, because I have a really heavy fly on, it's of course going deeper than that. Okay, fly's pretty close to me now. Almost time to recast. I'll just keep fishing it until right about there. Yep. Okay. Crap, I stepped on my line. I unstepped. Yeah, good, I got off of it. This might go down 30 seconds. Trying to get more line out so I can cast farther. There we go. I probably should have put that net down at my feet earlier. It's in my pack right now. My head shaking. Can I grab the net? I can't grab the net. So we're going to do this the old-fashioned way. Oh, it's a small fish. It's fighting like it's a big fish. Okay. Where's the best place to land him going to be? It's a nice fish. In any other lake, you'd be like, oh, this is a big fish. But in this lake, it's a nice fish though. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go. 14, maybe 15 inches. Hard to say. It's probably 14. I guess it might go 15. Well, that was fun. 30 seconds down and really slow retrieve. He didn't take until almost, I was just about to recast when he took. Okay, into another fish. This one feels tiny. Yep. Tiny fish. And again, here it's tiny. Anywhere else it would be a good sized fish. Well, no, that's a good fish. It didn't feel heavy, but it's a good fish. Okay, this spot's been pretty good to me. So, similar type of water going all the way up. I'm gonna jump on that rock and see if I can pick up anything over there. Well, I just did something I don't typically do, and that is I took a fall. Trying to assess everything. I think I'm okay. Jammed up my toe. Landed on my hip. I think I'm okay. Could be adrenaline talking. Yeah, moving all right. Jammed up my thumb. Thumb's working. Okay. That could have been a lot worse than it was. Whew. So, I fell stepping through here. I don't know. I must have. It looks like I caught my foot on the edge of that rock, and that's what caused me to tumble. Okay. Maybe I better eat something. That looks good. It looks like as I was falling, Roger was catching fish. Well, how interesting is that? Whatever issue this reel had before corrected itself when I dropped it during my fall. Listen to that. That's funny. So I just had the coolest thing happen. I was trying to gather all my line together so I could cast farther, and I had let my fly sink pretty much down to the bottom of that drop off. I started pulling it up and doing little roll casts just to try to get it out there, and a fish came up and smacked it. There we go. Not the same fish though. The fish that went and smacked it was a lot bigger than this one. Oh, and he got off. Got another about the same size as the one that came off, I think. Yeah, okay, let me horse this guy in here. There we go. Now you might be wondering, yes, I did long distance release that fish on purpose. So I've come over to fish the beachy area. There's a drop off like real close to the bank. That'll work for me. But I think that fall is taking my mojo. So I think I'm only going to make a few casts and then head back to camp. I've been having problems with these glasses. I guess my astigmatism has changed, and I'm having a hard time seeing out of these glasses today. These are prescription polarized lenses, and I've had them, geez, probably for about 10 years. And this trip I'm having more problems seeing with them than I have in the past, and pretty sure that's why I fell. I just mistook the distance or something, I don't know. About 6:30, and smoke from the California wildfires has moved in. Ranger Glenn had warned us that this basin gets pretty smoky. I'm just happy that I'm just happy that it waited until, late afternoon for it to happen. Well, that was quite the day. It started out really slow, and then picked up in the afternoon, and I figured out what pattern would work for me and started picking up fish. So I'm really happy for that. Took that fall, which is unusual for me. I usually don't fall, and I think it has something to do with my eyes changing and this prescription not being the best for me anymore. It's kind of hard to, my depth perception in these glasses is a little off. So yeah, I think that's what caused the fall. I seem to be okay. We'll see, when I wake up tomorrow morning, and we'll see if I have any aches and pains or bruises or anything like that. I think I'm going to end today's video on that. If you've watched to this point, I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for coming along. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.
The hills are calling, where the lakes are my home. Leave the stress behind, find peace in my mind. With the still water flowing, lines I'm throwing. Loneliness is not here, there is life everywhere.